Exactly. Yeah. The game is exactly, it's a new game. It's a new feel. It's a new way. It's a new play style, and that's exactly what was needed. It's exactly what was necessary. Regardless if you want to believe it or not, anyone who was playing PSO2, JP, or who has been playing PSO2 since Dreamcast, knows that PSO2 was on its last leg. Like, the game was not going to last. The game was not going to be sustainable. If you do not believe that, you probably start playing when Global started and you perfect 8 years of content in the span of a year. Anyone who was playing PSO2 knows that there had to be something there had to be a change. Now, of course, people have their gripes with the speed of which content is being released with NGS and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, you have to understand that that was in the middle of the COVID era when NGS came out, and then people will be like, well, that was 3 years ago. There's always a but. There's always, well, that was 3 years ago. Why isn't it quicker? Give it to me now. I want it right now. The team's not that big. Let's face it. The team's not that big. They can't just push out content like you're A-listing World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14. Stop comparing it to those games. Do you realize how big those franchises are? Stop comparing it to Final Fantasy 14. Stop comparing it to World of Warcraft. Stop it. Just stop it. It is not those games. It's not those franchises. It's not as big as those franchises. They do not have the resources. They do not have the backing behind their parent companies like those do. They do not. Plain and simple. It's like I'm not telling you to lower your expectations of a great game, but what I am saying is that be reasonable on how you critique and how you and understanding of what the developers can deliver to you and their efforts in trying to deliver to you, especially with so much of global just being overly toxic towards everything that they do. Like, dude, like, especially, in the societal stance of these developers, these people in the Japanese society, it's like they take this criticism very much to heart, more so than a Western society would, where it's like Western society is used to being superly toxic towards other people. They probably take it a little bit more to heart. And, imagine being a dev and just constantly hearing, just constantly looking at the chat, every NGS headline, all it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, instead of just actual useful stuff to say, like, I don't know. Shit's like plain. It's like plain as day to me, but like people just can't understand it.
SPIKED content.